Hey there. If you've seen my other video on the serpent, you know that I've already established that the serpent in the Garden of Eden was one of the Seraphim. But specifically, why was he there in the first place? Right now, let me know in the comments who you think this serpent was, and we'll see how many people get it right. Many people have associated him with Satan, meaning the accuser in Hebrew. It's actually more of a legal term used in a court setting. We know of a group of angels called the Watchers, who are mysterious beings mentioned briefly in the Bible, primarily in the book of Genesis and in the book of Enoch as well. We also know that they corrupted humanity and brought knowledge and wisdom to humanity, much like this other serpent. I would argue that the serpent in the garden was at least one of the over 200 Watchers tasked with watching humanity, and possibly even the leader of the Watchers himself, Sêmîazâz. Other cultures have different names for this entity, many of which I've already covered here. However, one that may be overlooked is Enki, the Mesopotamian deity. Let me know if you've ever heard of Enki. This is the idea that Mesopotamian mythology could be a distorted version of actual events, with Enki being an actual angel, positioning himself as a god. After all, the Watchers were fallen angels who taught humans forbidden knowledge. This role could be similar to the serpent in Eden and Enki. Early interactions between proto-Israelites and Mesopotamian cultures could have led to mythological borrowing or influence. After all, both stories, the biblical Eden account and the Mesopotamian Enki myths, could be seen as tales of rebellion against divine order. Do you agree? Let me know. Now, in Genesis 3, the serpent approaches Eve and questions God's command not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The serpent says to Eve, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" Genesis 3:1. Then it adds, "You will not certainly die, for God knows that when you eat from it your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Genesis 3:4-5. The serpent's words challenge the established order, offer forbidden knowledge, and promise godlike wisdom. You could say that his deceit reshaped or created a new humanity, separating them from God to a degree. In Mesopotamian mythology, Enki was known for his wisdom and knowledge as the god of intelligence and creation. He was often portrayed with trickster qualities, cunning and mischievous, much like the devious serpent in Genesis. Despite this, Enki was viewed in Mesopotamian lore as a benefactor of humanity, frequently helping humans, even when it went against the wishes of other gods. Remember that Adam and Eve both wanted godlike knowledge. And the serpent did technically deliver this. So from this perspective, you could say he helped humanity, even against the will of God. This pattern could have continued if the serpent in Eden had been Enki and had deceived humans once. He was also closely associated with water and the primordial Sêmîazâz. Consider that the encounter in the Garden of Eden set off a chain reaction, which led to the great flood being used to cleanse the earth. In some myths, Enki plays a key role in the creation or improvement of humanity, showcasing his creative and protective nature. Notable Enki myths include his defiance of the other gods, likely referencing the real god or the angels, by warning Zeus Sudra, the Sumerian equivalent to Noah, but probably a Nephilim, about the impending flood. In the Mesopotamian myths, Enki was also said to have played a role in creating humans and fashioning them from clay. This shows that he's claiming to be God himself, or possibly the originator of the golem. In another myth, he granted various divine powers to the goddess Inanna, often through trickery, highlighting his cunning and resourcefulness. Consider how the Watchers granted humans knowledge of witchcraft and other concepts not meant for humans. Let me know in the comments if you agree, and don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, have a blessed day.